Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the video. So I want to talk about one of the major things that I'm really excited about regarding where the price of Bitcoin is relative to the interest. And I'm going to go over these charts right here from Into the Cryptoverse and then take a look at where Bitcoin's price is in relation. But before I do that, I want to go over this video really quick. This is Matt Hugin. He is the CIO of Bitwise, which has an AUM of over $15 billion. So huge company. And he's talking about how Bitcoin's price is suppressed. I just want to play a couple clips and then I'll dive into really what I want to talk about today.
There's been so much fundamentally positive news, and it's just been buried sort of in the background. There's the strategic Bitcoin reserve, there's the SEC pulling back on essentially every lawsuit. There's progress on stablecoin legislation. There's talk of market structure legislation. There was the White House Crypto Summit. These are game-changing positive developments that should put Bitcoin trading at $150,000 or $200,000 today.
So what he's saying, I completely agree with. There has been an onslaught, in a good way, of amazing news for Bitcoin and for crypto, yet the price is still well below its all-time high. And he talks about why. Let's hear.
It's been suppressed because in the short term, this overhang of the economic uncertainty is weighing on the markets. I think if that is released, we're at new all-time highs quickly, and we're on our way to where I think we'll be at the end of the year, which is Bitcoin 200,000. So I think there's been this sort of suppression of really good news. That suppression is removed. I think it's a coiled spring.
So he calls it a coiled spring, and I do agree. And that kind of leads me to what I want to talk about today. So this is just one chart over on Into the Cryptoverse. Link below if you'd like to pick up these charts with a 10% discount. This shows new YouTube views. So I just want to zoom into the last couple months or so, and we can see that there is a very low amount of YouTube views, 855,000 views. And the price is where we were when we had over double the amount of views earlier, or I should say end of last year, right? So we are at the same price per Bitcoin, but less than half the YouTube views. And the same thing applies here to new YouTube subscribers. Around 5.8 thousand new YouTube subs. In December of last year, we were at almost 4 times the amount of new YouTube subs, and we are around the same price per Bitcoin. And this is for new Twitter followers. It's even crazier. 5,000 new Twitter followers, and we are at the same price that Bitcoin was at when we had literally over 5 times the amount of new Twitter followers. So what this means is that the price of Bitcoin is not reliant upon retail right now. We're seeing the price of Bitcoin the same as when retail was flooding into YouTube and subscribing to people's Twitter and watching YouTube videos, right? So why is that a good thing in my opinion? Well, a lot of the big institutions have their own ETFs. They are the ones that issue ETFs that make money the more people that get into their ETF. The larger their ETFs are, the more money they make. These are not emotionally driven retail people flooding into Trump coin, right? These are institutional, intelligent investors. Now, it's not to say they can't still dump on our heads because, they can, but a lot of these, again, are going to be people that own or corporations that own ETFs, Bitcoin ETFs. Right here, we can see crypto search terms. Now, this makes a lot of sense. We essentially peaked out when Trump was elected, when Trump announced his coin, Trump coin. That's when the search term for crypto peaked out, January 20th or so. And now we are about a fourth of that, right? We are about a fourth lower in terms of search terms or interest for crypto, but the price of Bitcoin is only like 10% below its all-time high? Not really that much. And taking a look at the search term Bitcoin, that peaked out in November of 2024, and now we are at 30% of that interest. So I do think that retail will come back. Retail just means your local mom and pop, the person that you haven't talked to in 5 years that asks you what coin to buy. They will come back once monetary policy changes and once it's easier to take loans, once mortgages are cheaper to get, once possibly inflation cools down a little bit where they have extra money. I think eventually retail will come back. But right now, we're seeing the price of Bitcoin really fueled by these big corporations, which I think is a lot better. There's a lot less emotional, crazy trading. There's a lot less aping into meme coins. And then, right when their meme coin dumps on them, they exit the market entirely. This is a lot more of a sophisticated investor base. And again, a lot of these investors and a lot of these corporations, they want the price of Bitcoin to go higher because that is how they're making a ton of money, is from their Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. So taking a look at Bitcoin right here, we can see that we haven't come back down to retest these levels. We are still around this $90,000 to $95,000 price point. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if we do come back down to retest. Just personally, I wouldn't be surprised if we come back down and then we kind of like chill in this zone for a bit. That would not surprise me at all. So like I've shared, if you were buying Bitcoin or any altcoins when we were lower and now they pumped, taking profits is never a bad idea. Taking some profits, if that's what your strategy is a good idea. Now, I do believe eventually we will come down a little bit and then we'll skyrocket to the moon. It's just a matter of when. It's just a matter of you being patient enough and not getting burnt out. It's just a matter of waiting until the global economy, like what Matt Hugin said right here, it's just a matter of waiting until the price of Bitcoin and crypto is not suppressed by exterior factors like he shares. And lastly, if you are a professional trader or you just want to get a massive sign-up bonus, you can do so using my link going over to BTCC, where you can get a 10% deposit bonus using my link. So guys, that is it for the video. I hope you guys are doing well. Little shill for Ledger. If you want to pick up a hardware wallet, I'll include the link to this below as well. Highly recommend getting most of, if not all of your coins off of exchanges, because what happened with FTX, what happened with Celsius, what happened with BlockFi, what happened with Voyager can still happen to any exchange right now, right? So that is a different video. That's a different topic. Anyway, hope y'all are well. Till next time, talk with you soon, and bye for now.